What's going on, YouTube? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. We're back at it with another reaction. We're back at it with another review. Still pushing forward with the Clouds mixtape. So for today's music video reaction, we got NF's Prideful. Alright, so far on this album I have done Clouds, That's a Joke, Story, and Just Like You, and we're about to do Prideful. So I'm definitely excited. I've loved every single song on this album so far. This mixtape is the shit, and I am, probably the best way I can describe it is I'm stoked for this song and every other song to follow. So y'all know what I'm doing. You know that I'm reacting to NF. You know what I'm going to say about him. It's either going to be a beautiful song, or it's going to be heavy bars, or it's going to be awesome, but it's going to have a serious message regardless, because every song that he's done so far that I've listened to, and especially every song in this album, has had a serious message. So let's see what he's got. But first, if y'all would be so kind to smash that like button, smash subscribe, and hit that little bell for future notifications, that would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, NF, let's see what you got. I'm curious if this is going to be like Clouds and That's a Joke, or is this going to be more like Just Like You? Like, let's see what he's got.
Yeah, it's like I work my hardest when I'm at my lowest. Even unhappy people can have happy moments. Even small circles fall when the people you chose are looking at you like you own that money you're grossing. Brief second.
Ooh. Even, oh man, even sad people can have happy moments, and even that circle you have can feel like it's imploding if everyone thinks that they deserve the money that you're grossing. Like, yeah, if like you're the one person out of your group of your circle that starts booming, like your circle starts to feel like, you know, hey, we're all together in this. And it's like, no, we're not. We're a circle, but I'm the one that's putting in the work. I'm the one that's doing this, and I'm the one that's going to get the benefits. Like, I put in the risk, I get the reward. You're welcome for that. That's a little bit of knowledge. But yeah, sad people can have happy moments. Like, that's strong words. That's strong words. Like, just talking about, a lot of people think, you know, someone that's sad, someone that has issues, someone that's in the rut, thinking that they're always like that. No, even sad people, even depressed people can have happy moments. Even happy people that are elated all the time, can have sad moments. No one is stuck in their current emotional field for life. It's never always purely that solely. You know, there's bits of happiness for sad people. There's bits of sadness for happy people. There's bits of anger for chill people. There's bits of chill moments for angry people. Like, it goes back and forth. There's opposing sides to everything. That's why it's never opposites. It's never polar opposites on anything. There's always gray area. There's always a gray area that can fluctuate towards one side. It can always sway. It never needs to be a polar opposite like viewpoint on anything.
When the people you chose are looking at you like you own that money you're grossing. Brief seconds had impacted my life on a huge scale. Way I'm like, what's wrong and what's right. Predictions I predicted often arrive like they own a place and suffocate the areas that I thrive. Had some disagreement.
Small moments come in and you weigh them, like what's wrong and what's right, like what's the good and what's the bad. And then the predictions he predicted have come in, and they start to suffocate his work. They start to suffocate what he's doing. Like, him predicting that things were going to happen, him predicting that something was going to happen, and it starts suffocating everything else around that. Like, that can be noted towards work. That could be noted towards any form of entrepreneurial thing. That could be noted towards a friendship or relationship, or a boyfriend, a girlfriend, fiance, husband, wife, doesn't matter. Like, if you predict something's happening and the predictions you predict have come to fruition, and if it starts and it's not beneficial or it's something bad, then that starts to suffocate you. It becomes like a emotional noose around your neck.
Then arrive like they own a place and suffocate the areas that I thrive. Had some disagreements. Business model got some cracks. That's your biggest weakness. Way before I got involved, you knew that shit was sinking. So telling me to dive in water you won't dip your feet in tends to make me question you for lots of reasons.
I don't know who he's talking to on this, but you know, your business model was already cracked before I even stepped onto the scene. and you knew that it was cracking before I even stepped on the scene. Now you're wanting me to just dive into waters that you wouldn't even dip your toes in. Like now you're wanting me to do something that you wouldn't have even done. Like no, that just kind of shows faultiness in someone's character. And I don't know if he's talking about a business model or he's talking about, your business model, like as in like in a relationship structure, your relationship business model, like how you're gonna go about being a significant other to someone else, and how you're gonna receive someone else being your significant other. Like I don't know if he's relating it in that, but because that's definitely what it sounds like as far as the tone that he's taken. But that can be construed in any way, shape, or form towards family, towards relationships, towards friendships, towards work, towards anything. Where it's like you knew your stuff wasn't secure before I even stepped onto the scene, and now that I'm here, you're wanting me to do more to fix this. When you wouldn't even go there. Like that questions, that would lead to me questioning, what are you in this for? Why are you the way you are? And why am I even here in that point?
Telling me to dive in water, you won't dip your feet in, tends to make me question you for lots of reasons. Keep twisting my words, you got some courage, I applaud you. Tables they turn, but was it worth what it cost you? Watch and observe, lot of concerns in my heart still. Angry and hurt, got what you earned, being prideful.
He's got to be talking about a relationship. Like twisting my words, you got courage, I applaud you, but you got what you want. You got what you wanted, so I hope you're happy because yeah, you got the results because of being so prideful. Like usually people when they're prideful, they don't back down. They don't back down from their emotional standpoint on something, and that can happen a lot in a relationship. That can happen quite a bit, and that can tear a lot of relationships apart. Where there's issues that to be talked about, issues that are going on. And if one person's too prideful to really see that they're messing up, and in a two-party system like that, it's never just one person messing up. One person could be doing the sole worst thing ever, but the other person, if it's been happening for a long time, that person's been enabling it. So both parties are guilty. It's both people dropping their pride. It's both people, and that can be in friendships, like I said, that can be in work, that can be anything where something's happening. But the whole thing is like if you're going to be prideful and you're going to stand your ground, and then something's going to happen, and you lose your job or you lose a significant other or something like that, like that's where your pride got you. You were proud, you stood your ground. Congratulations. Now you get your just desserts. Really, at that point, your pride earned you where you're at now. If where you're at, and you those small things that happen, as he said in the beginning, where you weigh in what's right and what's wrong. If you feel that it tipped in the wrong, then maybe your prideful was the wrong avenue. If you feel it's in the right, maybe it was in the right avenue. But regardless, your pride got you there. Like it's a catch-22. It's a double-edged sword, double-edged blade, if you will. Like for being prideful. That's why pride is one of the sins. Pride is one of the 7 deadly sins, because it can make or break something. It really can.
In my heart still, angry and hurt, got what you earned, being prideful. Prideful, prideful. Taking what you need, then blame it on me, man. That's all.
I have to say, how this song is going, how the beat's flowing, just that background, the kind of cadence humming of a voice in the background, and then the violins playing through, and just the more quiet spots in the song of him, as he's saying prideful, all that, and he's more so singing it, but with his raspy voice, as I've always said, is great for anything that he's doing with bringing forward an emotional context to a song that's sometimes deemed as kind of taboo subjects or anything like that. But this really feels like it would have been like, it's like he's taking it back a step. Like this was like Perception days. Like it feels like this would have been like or either like Perception or in between Perception and maybe therapy sessions. Like in between those, like it really has that kind of feel to it, taking it back to that style of music that NF was doing back then. And I can definitely say that because I've recently, over the past few months, have just bum rushed through all that. So that's definitely what it sounds like. It sounds like that maybe the context or how he wanted to make it sound is very similar to his older style.
Taking what you need, then blame it on me, man. That's all. Prideful, hey, prideful. Calling me conceited. Oh, that's how you see it. Well, that's all. That's all.
What did he just say?
Me can see, hey, prideful. Calling me conceited. Oh, that's how you see it. Well, that's all. That's all. Shameful. Guess that's what I get for being faithful.
Call me conceited. So that's what you get. That's the way you see it. And that's what I get for being faithful. I mean, I'm not gonna dive into it, but I myself, I went through a relationship ending a couple years back, and I through a relationship and multiple friendships, and multiple people had called me conceited. Multiple people called me, just said a lot of the issues that I had, and I'm like, all right, well, if I have my issues, I'll deal with them, but regardless, this is my stance on it, and like, this is where I'm at. This is where everything happened. This is where the cards lay out, and at the end of the day, that's where it lays. And like, just how he says that, you call me conceited, that's the way you see it. That's what I get for being faithful. Like, I want to know who he's talking to. If you guys know who he's talking to, like, if you guys know any backstory of what happened that led this song, like, comment down below, please. Like, let me know, because like, it's a very heartfelt, just direct song.
Shameful. Guess that's what I get for being faithful. Oh, you think I'm soulless cause the bank's full? Yeah. Oh, you think I'm heartless cause I'm made dough? Yeah, that's all.
You think I'm soulless cause my bank's full? You think I'm heartless cause I made dough? And yeah, I'm sorry, but this is just my opinion on this, but what's with everyone thinking that rich people are heartless? Like, I know there's some qualms out there with certain billionaires and stuff. Yes, I get that. But the whole blanket statement that anyone that becomes rich, they're heartless, they're bad people. Like, I'm not about that. People like Nate, people like other artists, if you took the risk and you busted your ass to make a name for yourself in it, and you got famous and you made you some serious money, good for you. That's pretty much it. You did well. You succeeded. A lot of talent, a lot of skill, a little bit of luck. Good job. Like, you molded the equation perfectly for you. Like, I don't think there's any issue with you're soulless because you make a lot of money or anything like that. Like that, no.
Banks full, yeah. Oh, you think I'm heartless cause I'm made dough? Yeah, that's all. Painful. Didn't know what you was doing on the down low. Yeah, still you out here acting like it's my fault. Yeah, I ain't never said I was an angel. No.
Didn't say what you were doing on the down low, and then now you're out in public acting like it's my fault. I think this tells a really good story of like, or just an explanation of like being two sides to every story, because there really are. Like, one person will see in a friendship ending or a relationship having issues or anything like that, there's always two sides to every story, and it's really hard for someone to really break down their own walls and understand the other person's side of a story, because primarily it's due to being prideful. You're proud of your stance. You're proud of what you're doing. You feel you're right, and you're too proud to not think you're right. To pull yourself out of your mind, out of your body, and just try to think in a third person context. Let me get all of the factors. Let me get everything before I can culminate a conclusion on this. Just like, what is it? Robert Downey Jr. said in Sherlock Holmes, data, I cannot make bricks without clay. You need the clay to make the bricks. You need the data. You need all the information. You need everything input before you can make a proper output. Like that, like, it just really goes to show there's two sides to every story. Him explaining like kind of like what this other person's side is in essence, but then also describing his side and kind of like the wrongdoing done to him because of pridefulness.
Like it's my fault. Yeah, I ain't never said I was an angel. No, I know myself enough to know what I need. Showed you true colors, I don't like what I see. Story keeps changing, I know what that means. Know what that means, I know what that means.
Showed you true colors. And that happens often. If someone in a relationship shows the true colors, that can be a big hesitancy flag. Especially if they show something that's bad. But then their story keeps changing. I know what that means. And him repeating, I know what that means. I know what that means. If someone's story keeps changing, it's usually because they're lying about something and they're not good at lying. So you're catching them in the act of lying. Like, if someone's story keeps changing, if there's small ambiguous pieces to it, little ambiguities that are just not tying up, or they did and then they didn't, and then this was mentioned and it's not, then this changed a little bit, and there's issues, there's lies. I know what this means. This is a lie. You showed your true colors and your story keeps changing. There's something going on that you're not telling me. Like that's a red flag in a relationship. And I mean relationship as in a marriage or dating or engaged or friendship or work relationship. It doesn't matter. Like any kind of relationship aspect, it's that there's something not being said.
And I know what that means, know what that means, I know what that means. How'd you go from being that somebody I believed into being someone doubting me behind the scenes? Can't forgive or sorry that I ain't never received. I mean, least you could have done was gave me an apology, but you're so...
Ooh, how did he just put that?
Into being someone doubting me behind the scenes. Can't forgive or sorry that I ain't never received. I mean, least you could have done was gave me an apology, but
I can't forgive a sorry that I never received. The least you could have done is given me an apology. That's a beautiful way that he put that. Like, I can't forgive a sorry that I never got. You never said sorry. You never apologized. How can I get past anything if I didn't even get an apology? If you're not even sorry for it, how can I forgive something where there wasn't even a white flag or an olive branch or something that was handed? Usually it's an I'm sorry or my apologies or my bad. Like, my bad and I'm sorry mean the same thing. Like, you could at least say that. Well, they mean the same thing in every essence except for at a funeral. Don't go to a family and say my bad at a funeral. You get weird looks. But yeah, just saying I'm sorry. It's not that hard, but prideful people tend to not say that. Too much pride takes away from saying I'm sorry, I was wrong. A lot of people that are too prideful, they're going to say, I'm sorry you saw it that way. I'm sorry you took it that way. I'm sorry that it came across that way. Like, they're going to say, like, I didn't say anything wrong. My perception, like what I put forward was fine. I was fine. But how it came to you, something about how you took it became misconstrued. No, just say I'm sorry for my actions. I didn't know it was going to affect you like that. I didn't know it was going to come across like that. That's my bad. I am sorry for saying it like that. I'm sorry. I was in the wrong. It's not that hard. Like, so many people are so prideful. You don't have to stand up. You don't have to stand on your own pedestals just to be your person. Like, you don't got to do that. But this song is just, once again, NF is speaking just straight wisdom.
Sorry that I ain't never received. I mean, least you could have done was gave me an apology, but you're so prideful. Yeah, prideful. Taking what you needed, blame it on me, man, that's so prideful.
Taking what you need, then blaming it on me. I think a lot of people can relate to this. A lot of people have been in relationships or friendships where it's not a give and take equally scenario. It's usually a lot of times it's a give. Like, you're having to give, and you don't really get much to take back from it. Like, you're given way more than you're taking back, and it should be an even give and take. It's work on both ends in a relationship, whether it's work, like I said, work, friendship, significant other, it doesn't matter. And a lot of people, I think, can relate to that because that's a very strong message on that. People just take and not holding. People can be prideful and then they don't hold themselves up to their own accountability for responsibility. You can be prideful but not responsible. Like, do both. If you're going to be prideful in yourself, make yourself worthy of being prideful. That's probably one of the best messages that I'm taking from this. Like, of what he's saying. It's like, you're prideful, you got all this, but you aren't even worthy of being prideful. You're not even you haven't held yourself up to the responsibility level of being prideful of yourself. You have rose-colored glasses on when looking at yourself. Like, you're not open to understanding your own problems. You may want to talk about my problems or our problems, but you're not understanding yours. You're not going to sit there and just understand your problems. Like, you have to look within first.
On me, man, that's so prideful. Hey, prideful. Calling me conceited. Oh, that's how you see it. Well, that's so.
man, I know I can definitely relate to that song, and I think there's a lot of people out there that can. I feel everyone can relate to it. If you've ever been in a relationship and it ever ended badly, which is pretty much everyone. I don't think anyone's ever been in one relationship and then just lived their entire life with that one person. At least not in today's society. At least not my generation. But I can definitely relate to that. Definitely had prior experiences where I can really heavily relate to that. And the message that he's talking about in this, like I said, again, comment down below. Let me know if who he's talking to in this, who he's talking about, if he's said in an interview or talked about exactly who he's talking to about this. But if you've ever had a relationship gone awry and you've ever had to deal with someone that's prideful, that just won't understand, won't see their own faults, but they'll try to pinpoint everything on your end, you can relate to this. Anyone can relate to this that has ever had that happen. And I think everyone has had that happen, so everyone can relate to this. Like, that was phenomenal, and it really sounded like this. Like, it definitely had such a perception feel, but it had a little bit of a more pizzazz, like a little bit more funk to his voice as he's rapping, like similar to more like of the stuff that he put out in like The Search. Like, it was very a combination of the two, but it definitely had that perception feel, which I really liked. It was nice to see him kind of like go, backtrack a tiny bit, take it back a little bit, just to where, to some of the styles of his linguistics that he used in prior albums. Like, that was awesome. Like, NF, I tip my hat once again, phenomenal message. This was definitely one that even I could relate to at a much higher level than even some of your other songs. Like, I can relate to every one of your songs at a certain level, but this one, oh yeah, I can relate to that one. So bravo, man, bravo. All right, so that was my reaction to Prideful by NF, and once again, bravo, guys. Like, Nate, you got this stuff down, man. You know exactly how to put a message through, whether you want to break brains or you want to break emotions. You definitely know how to make people feel their own, feel their own feels, literally be in their own feels. And while listening to your stuff, like, you're talking about your own stuff, you're talking about your own feelings, but you do it in such a way to where everyone can just listen, and then we just correspond it with our own historical references. Everyone has a historical reference that they can at least relate in some way, shape, or form to this and to all of your songs. So, like, that's just the call sign of a true artist. That's a call sign of someone that can really connect with his audience, and that's a real, to me, that's a true celebrity. Celebrity's not just someone that everyone knows who they are and they're what's trendy. No, it's a celebrity is someone that everyone knows who they are and they stand by them regardless. And that's where NF's fans are, and definitely I'm in that bracket as well now. And like, that song was absolutely exceptional. NF, whenever you do see this. Whenever you see this no-name reactor reacting to your music, just know, bravo. But if you guys like this reaction, as always, be sure to smash that like button, smash subscribe, and hit that little bell for future notifications. That would be greatly appreciated. And also comment down below. Let me know of any other bands, artists, genres, songs, anything that's got a meaning or an emotional context or has something to take from it that really puts you in your feels. It really makes you just get in your own head and just enjoy the music and really see that everything in the song and your music video or combination is contributing to whatever the message that's being put forward. That's real, true music that has an emotion to it, not just something you can bump, and not just something that's good to play in a car, but something that you can actually think. It's something that actually makes you think and makes you want to think. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all got. I want to see it. I'm pushing through this album. I'm rushing through this album. Like, I'm not trying to rush, but I'm rushing because I just want to keep going through this album. But keep giving me more. I'll keep giving you more. Keep feeding me. I'll keep feeding you. We'll keep that circle going. You guys know what it is. I love all y'all, but I'm out.